Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good noon, good night, good dawn, good day, good desk. Welcome to The Long Shot. It is a podcast. The day we knew would come at last has come at last. Folks, Amber and I have had some discussions, some negotiations, some discussions and some negotiations. And I think we're gonna put the long shot to bed. It is time to say Auf Wiedersehen, good night. And of course, that's not just a reference to the night that the Long Shot podcast went to see The Sound of Music at the Hollywood Bowl. But I think this is maybe the 14th time this show has ended in maudlin sentimentality. So buckle up while I read a few poems and a few eulogies from... No, I'm not going to do that because who knows? Who knows what happens? Oh, by the way, I should say I am your host. My name is Sean Conroy. With me tonight on the podcast is there's no one here. There is no one here. Everyone has departed. We've been through a lot of eras on the Long Shot. We had the initial podcast with Eddie and Jamie and Amber and myself. Then we had the I guess it was the Jamie, Amber, and Sean era. Then we had Joe on the show. Then we went away for a while. Then we came back. Then we decided to keep it going. Then Amber and I continued it. I mean, if you're listening to this, you already know all this. So I don't know why I need to go through it. I guess I'm just trying to stall. I'm trying to stall ending it. You know, this has been a part of all of our lives for 14 years. Who knew that on February 2nd, 2010, when we recorded our first episode, that we would still be doing that 14 years later. And by the way, I have no idea what day we recorded our first episode. That was completely arbitrary. Although I will say we're recording this on January 15th of 2024. So it really is just about 14 years from start to finish, which in dog years is 186, I believe. So if this was a dog podcast, it would have been running for almost 2 centuries. And unfortunately, that's just what it has felt like to... I don't know what I'm saying. Today was the Iowa caucuses. Best of luck to whoever won that whole thing. I hope it was Asa Hutchinson, but I have not looked at the TV in a while. And by the way, that is a thing that, you know, I am a little bummed. I mean, it's both good and bad, I think, that we're going to not do the podcast for a while, because this is going to be a rough year. This is going to be a very difficult year. There's a lot of stuff flying around, a lot of nastiness. That seems to be the new political ethos of the day. Ethos? Era? But you know that I would be in here complaining every week about the dumb shit that some dumb motherfucker said. I'd be wound up about it. And some people would be like, yeah, and other people would be like, oh my God, here he goes again. So I think it's good that we're taking a break right now. But by the same token, I think sometimes it's good to hear people feel the same way you do, that we are all frustrated by stuff. So I don't know. You guys have my email if you need to if you need to vent. And if you don't, best of luck. No, I mean, go to my website. You can email me from there if you need to, SeanConroy.com. But I can't tell you how much we appreciate people who have listened for however long you have been on board since the beginning, or even just recently. Because I know there are people who joined, who started listening just within the last year or so. And either way, it has been, we are so grateful. Or I don't know how anybody else feels. I'm grateful. I can't believe people sort of got on board and stayed with us for this long, and had fun. I certainly had fun. There's something interesting about, and this has been true the whole time to various degrees, about getting together with a particular person or group of people and having a long, intense, uninterrupted conversation. I know we were not the most focused podcast. It's all about, this is a thing that's changed in the last 14 years is social media has taken over our lives, and it's like, you got to have a niche. What's your niche? And we never had a niche. We were just talking. And that's not a way to pick up fans, because there's lots of podcasts where people just talk. But you guys found us, and that is meaningful. Anyway, yeah, and who knows? Never say never. Again, and again, and again, and again. Who was that? Never Say Never Again was one of the lesser Bonds, right? Or was it? I don't remember. If only I had a producer or a co-host or somebody to look that up. Folks, we may be back. We may not. You may never see or hear from us again. I will plug my own stuff and say, follow me on TikTok. I now have a TikTok. I don't know if you're familiar with TikTok. But it's a lot of fun. There's an algorithm with it that pushes things out and says, oh, here's something for your TikTok. So my TikTok is at Sean Conroy Write, because I talk a lot about writing. Right now I'm talking a lot about writing pilots, sitcom pilots, comedy pilots. But I'll talk about other aspects of writing at some point. So follow me on TikTok, and if you're in LA, come see me perform at a show called ASSCAT at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. I don't do it as regularly as I used to, but I am doing one on the 21st of January, which is, I guess, just a couple of days from when this episode will be released. So come on out. And who knows what will happen? Maybe we'll tour at some point. Maybe we'll do a reunion show. Maybe we will never speak with each other again. There's just no way to know. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows. And again, I'm just talking now because I don't want to end this, but this is what happens. It's time to, I don't know if anybody here remembers Dandy Don Meredith from Monday Night Football in the early years when he would sing, "Turn out the lights, the party's over," when the game had gotten out of control. But it's time to turn out the lights. The party's over. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. This has been The Long Shot. Now I got to figure out how to turn this off. Bye, everybody.